Hi everyone, I'm Ray and welcome to my kitchen. We are going to make a delicious homemade hummus recipe today. And I've eaten a lot of store-bought hummus recipes, and some of them are good, some of them are not so good. This one is going to be one of the best ones ever. I have made this recipe over and over again, and actually I use this as a base hummus recipe, and sometimes I'll add sun-dried tomatoes to it, and sometimes I'll add roasted red pepper to it. But today we're gonna make the base recipe, and this can be served just like this, all by itself, and it is absolutely delicious and super simple to make. So let's dive in. Let's first talk actually about why hummus. So, hummus is a super nutritious dip that is a great source of plant-based protein because it is made with chickpeas or garbanzo beans, one and the same. And it's loaded with protein because of that, because it's part of the legume family, which is famous for being high in protein. It's also very high in fiber, so it's great for your belly and your gut health. It's loaded with vitamins and minerals, and it's really popular right now because it's got a great creamy texture, and it's a really versatile dip. It can be used as a condiment. You could spread it on a wrap. It's got a creamy texture, it's got a mild flavor, depending on, what you end up doing with it. But this particular base recipe does have a mild flavor. And you can eat it with crackers, you can eat it with vegetables. I talked about a wrap. It's got a lot of different options. People put it on bread. I'm not a bread eater, but they use it on pita bread and eat it that way as well. So the main thing with this, there's kind of two main ingredients. Obviously the chickpeas or the garbanzo beans is, the main ingredient. And, it's full of folate, it's full of iron, it's full of magnesium, it's got a lot of healthy fat in it, and so it's really good for you. But it's also made with tahini, and tahini, let's just show you this. So this is tahini. This is made from sesame seeds, and I choose an organic brand. Sesame seeds have a lot more protein than a lot of other nuts and seeds. It's high in B vitamins, it's high in E, it's high in calcium and magnesium and iron and copper and selenium. Tahini itself is very high in antioxidant. It's good for your heart, it's good for your brain, it's great for your energy levels. So those are the two main ingredients. And today we're going to be using the Cuisinart, one of my favorite coveted kitchen tools, with the S-blade. And as always, we're going to get that S-blade locked into place before we add the other ingredients. So I just cooked these garbanzo beans in my pressure cooker. So they're actually still warm, which is really nice. And they are nice and soft, as you can see. You can squish it, and that's exactly what we want. So I'm gonna put 2 cups of the chickpeas or garbanzo beans in first. And then we're going to add some of the water that came out of the Instapot when I cooked these. It's called aquafaba. Now, if you are using canned beans, which you can, although I recommend making them yourself in the Instapot because they tend to be less gassy. You could use the water that's in the can of beans. And it's best if you put this together while the beans and the water are still warm. So we're gonna add 1/2 cup of that water back into the beans here. And then we're going to add our tahini. And we're going to mix those things up, and then we're going to start adding a couple of the other ingredients. And really, there's not a lot of ingredients in this recipe. So this is kind of like a sesame butter, almost. So it's gonna make this really super creamy and delicious. Okay, let's start with this. We'll do a few pulses, as always, and then we'll let it go. Now I'm gonna let this go for about 3 or 4 minutes because what I wanna do is I wanna get it into a paste. Garbanzo beans had like a skin or a shell on it. It's a soft shell. Normally you would pick those out of your recipe, but honestly it doesn't matter because we are just grinding it up in this recipe, so it's gonna be just fine. Okay, Oh, that's beautiful. Now we're going to add lemon juice, and this is the juice from 3 kind of medium-sized lemons. And we're gonna get some of that moisture in there. And then this is a teaspoon of garlic powder and a teaspoon of sea salt. And we're going to add that in here just to give it a little more flavor. So like I said, this is a nice base recipe for hummus. It's just a very versatile dip spread. So we're gonna pulse again, and then we're gonna turn it back on. Now I've got a little bit of water here, and I don't know if I'm gonna need to add it. This is about a half a cup of water here. So we're just gonna test the consistency and see how it is when it's all done whipping itself up. And then we'll decide if we need to thin it out a little bit or not. I like it kind of sturdy, but not so sturdy that you can't dip, you know, a cucumber in it, okay? And I choose a cucumber because they're a little bit more limp. Certainly you'll be able to get a carrot or a radish or something that's a little more sturdy through the dip. But if you can't get a cucumber through it, then you probably need to thin it out a little bit. Okay, let's see. Oh wow, that's really pretty. Look how nice that is, super creamy. So I'm just gonna get a spatula real quick and do a quick scrape on the side. This spatula is from my friend Virginia. She knows how much I love to cook. Okay, so we've got a little bit of texture because of what was built up on the sides here. So I'm gonna put it back onto the stand here, and we're gonna just do it for another minute or so. We should be good. Okay, I think we're about ready. We'll turn that off. Oh yeah, that's a beautiful velvety, creamy texture. Isn't that nice? I don't think I need to add the water, but let's just get this spoon. Yeah, no, I don't need to add the water. I like this consistency. If you want it a little more runny, by all means, add water. And that's why I had it here just in case. It smells really good. And now let's give it a taste. That's really nice. Now, again, you can serve this just as it is. And the way I like to eat it is with vegetables. So I'll eat it with tomatoes, I'll eat it with broccoli and cauliflower and asparagus. I'll eat it with celery and cucumbers, radishes, carrots. I mean, this will go with anything. It is so delicious. I'm gonna save half of this, and I'm going to add some roasted red peppers to it, and I'm going to turn it into a roasted red bell pepper hummus. And that will be very tasty too. So again, a form of meal prep. You can take this and you can use this as it is. You could also, make it smaller containers and then add to it to make it something completely different via the same base. And that is the beauty of hummus. Let's have another taste. So creamy, so delicious. Frankly, it's better than any store-bought hummus. The unfortunate thing is it doesn't freeze well. You really can't freeze it. So you need to eat it while it's fresh. I'll put a link to my recipe below so you have all the ingredients. And if you decide to cook your own beans, I'll tell you exactly how to do that in the Instapot. The Instapot does all the work. So I hope you'll try this recipe. Bon appetit, everyone.